to make sure that we're prepared to handle big crimes. Fortunately, we don't have many major crimes in Dublin. It was a couple of years ago that we had our last homicide, but when those occur, we have to make sure that we're ready to deal with them. We focus on reducing our thefts, and that's all theft offenses, even though thefts from vehicles are the highest type of theft we see, the most common theft we see. Last year, our thefts in total were down about 12%, and our burglaries are down about 24% last year. And then improving our overall traffic safety in the city. And I will tell you right now, that is the one area where we are seeing the biggest challenge, is to improve traffic safety. For the last 3 years, traffic crashes have gone up. And again, as I said, the most common area where we're having crashes along that 33 corridor on 270. One thing we are doing that we're focusing on, you're going to probably read about it in the paper today, and you'll read about it in the local papers probably about what we're doing in Dublin, is focusing more on distracted driving. We're finding that it's very hard to prove that a crash has occurred because of a distracted driving situation, because when someone has a crash, it's very rare that they're going to admit that they were texting or that they were talking on the phone or whatever. But most of our crashes, the most common type of crash, are crashes where someone hits someone from behind or they fail to yield. And we're finding that most of those situations, the opportunity for them to have been distracted is right there, and we suspect that that's usually what the problem is. So we're focusing on that very, very heavily on 33 and on 270. There's a lot of stops being made for this. If people get a warning and a brochure just to inform them about distracted driving, we're hoping that's going to help the situation. We don't want to have situations where people are hurt badly because of this, but it is a huge, huge issue. I'll tell you, if you pay attention when you're driving down the street, you take a look at the person next to you, everybody has got their phone out. I don't know what it is. It's just, it's almost impossible for people to drive anymore, I think, without taking a look at that phone. And I'm not sure what the solution is, because as cars develop, even cars are becoming more and more, giving more and more opportunities to people to be distracted. I mean, we've got computers and the dashboards and everything, and it's, I don't know. I guess the solution is going to be the technology's out there now to have cars that can actually drive themselves. Hey, there's cars, I know probably some of you have them, that will alert you if you go out of your lane. They'll automatically slow down when you're in cruise control if someone's ahead of you and you're getting too close. I'll tell you what, I applaud that type of stuff, because we're not doing it for ourselves. So if it takes electronic aids, I guess that's good. I just hope we don't all forget how to drive. That's the danger. One of the big trends we're seeing, and something we're facing that's a challenge, is recruitment, because we have, as I said, I've been with the agency for 31 years. We've got a lot of guys in our agency who've been there a long time, and we're seeing a lot of retirements. We're projecting over the next 6 years that we're going to lose almost a quarter of our force. So we are really focusing on recruitment and trying to hire the best people we can. Social media is a part of that. We're trying to make sure that we're staying up to date with social media. I think that's probably one of the best ways to recruit nowadays. The challenge also, I think, is with what's the generation called now? I can't keep up with millennials. Yeah, I think the mindset for millennials is that they don't want to stay somewhere 30 years. I mean, 5, 6 years, and they want to move on. That's not the type of business model we work on, but I think we have to adapt. We've got to be able to attract those people. Luckily, we've been able to attract good people still, but it's getting harder and harder. I mean, we've actually had hiring processes where we've had 5 or 6 vacancies and we can only get 2 or 3 people. So we're going to continue to work on that, and we're going to continue to try to keep up with those trends, but that is a challenge, definitely. I think that Dublin's got a bright future in terms of safety. I feel like my job is simply to leave the police department and the city a better place from when I started. I hope that that's what happens. I've only got a few years left before I'll retire, but it's been a wonderful, wonderful ride, and I appreciate everybody's confidence in the police department.